New toys. Let's see what's in the box. Italy. All right, got my new wheel. Still waiting on a few other parts to be able to put it on. There's a dog out there. Oh, that's my dog. Yeah, more toys. I don't even know what's in here. Got our quick release and our hub. So put it all together. Here we have the stock wheel all taken apart, and it is a pretty nice light wheel, but I found that it was a pain in the ass to get in and out of the car with the racing seat with the wheel attached to it. So I figured I'd make that easier. So here is my new wheel. And the biggest thing here is you can see that they're just about the same height, maybe a little bit closer, but not enough to make a difference with the quick release hub on the new wheel versus where the old wheel was. The other thing you'll notice here is that the wheels themselves are just about the same diameter, and it's a little bit less, but I went for a 350 millimeter so that I'd keep the same stock diameter because I like the feel of a slightly bigger wheel, a little more torque to turn. This is not a go-kart. So now we got to go figure out how our hub works and install it. Here's our ring, and the way these things work is there's a little release here, and then this pops up like this. You have to press that in and pull this at the same time, which I might be able to do one-handed. I don't know. It's normally a two-handed job. There. Voila. And now we've got our hub adapter off, and then when you see in there is that there's a bunch of these balls, and those balls, when the ball bearings, they bite into all of these little slots around the outside of the wheel, and then this mounts up to our wheel, or into our hub itself, and then this mounts onto that, this clips onto there, and then our steering wheel goes on top. I'm not going to be using the horn, so I need to take these guys out just so that it's out of the way. And the MOMO wheel, actually, because it's an NRG hub, I'm missing the outer ring that allows me to attach the hub or the horn button, and it also didn't come with any of the screws, so I had to order that up, and I'll have to wait a little while for that. But that's not going to stop us from installing everything underneath it, so we can actually install this and this and this. These are 6 millimeter, and I'm just going to zip these out, which I might not be able to do one-handed either. Nope. So I got to set down the camera to do this, undo these, and then we can go actually put the hub on the car. Now we're in the car. I have got my hub right here. Hub is going to go centered up on to the splines for that, and that should just kind of lock down and feel good on there. And then we got to tighten up our nut. So get that started. Grab our impact, which you should never tighten things up with an impact, but I'm dumb. And it's a nylon nut. Man, it's going on tight. I'm gonna grab an actual wrench and do this for real. Got the nylon nut on, nice and tight now. My hub's in place. So next up, we have to put the removable retainer in, which is this guy right here. Get that lined up and started. And again, we're gonna do the old snap method. Cool, so now these are nice and tight all the way around here. And the next thing we do is we gotta line up our removable hub. And you'll notice there's a little indent right there, and then there's a little indent on there. That's what lines up. So we will square those up and push it into place. Release, there we go. And now what most normal people would do would be to screw in the steering wheel, but because I didn't realize that the NRG hub did not come with screws and sets, and because I didn't buy a MOMO hub, it also didn't come with screws or sets, we're gonna go steal steering wheel bolts off of my Fox body. And this is my 86 Fox body that we're gonna rip into real quick and steal some parts off of. It's in storage still because it's kind of cold out. Now, what I'm stealing is this ring because it did not come with the wheel that I got for the Sky. And unfortunately, don't feel like waiting another week for it to be here in the mail. So I'm just gonna rip it off of this car, and then when the real one comes in, I'm gonna swap it out back to the Mustang, and then we'll be good. Okay, let's get the last bolt out. I can do this one-handed. And then we just leave this hanging out here until I get my other stuff in the mail, and we swap it back. All right, here we are back in GM land. I'm gonna put my horn button. I'm not using the horn, but I think it looks good to still have it there. And we'll line this guy up over the top like that. And then we gotta put our ring on, which if I can do this one-handed, it'll be pretty cool. I don't know if I'll be able to. So ring goes over that. Yeah, definitely can't do this one-handed. So we're gonna do one more little fun snap trick. And now you see I've got my wheel on and our quick release hub on the back, and this came up flush. What I was able to do, this was actually inset, the button, and so I just used some foam tape on the back of it, built a big stack of it so that it's got some pressure on it, and then it slid back. I'm not actually wiring this in, so it wasn't any big deal there. But now I can pop off my wheel. And the way this works is a button right here. I squeeze that while pulling back, which I can't do while holding my camera. All right, too hard to do while holding my camera, but I'll pop it off anyway so you can see. All right, so now that this is all done, I would like to build a little hanger up here somewhere so I can just go hang it off to the side when I get out of the car so it's still in there and I'm not just setting it on seats or whatever. Let's figure out if we can fab something up there. In one of my junk drawers, I found a old hook, and what I'm gonna do is cut the top off of it here and weld it onto a chunk of this, cut this down a little bit, and then there's a nice little threaded hole right in where the top used to, like the trim used to go, that I'll be able to put through that hole, and then I'll have a nice little hanger for my new steering wheel. I welded it wrong. It was supposed to be on a 90-degree angle. So now I gotta cut it and re-weld it. So that looks like it'll work. This is my little plan here. Tighten that up into there. Got my nice little hook hanging down here. So I'm gonna clean up the rubber because that melted off when I welded. Paint it real quick, hit it with some black spray paint, and then we'll install it. I ended up finding a can of this fancy metallic stuff that kind of is almost the same color as the stuff that's in the Saturn. Not quite, but better than black. So I just hit it real quick with that, and then we'll let it dry. Half hour, come back, put it on. Done with my session. Get out of the car, grab it, pull it off, hang it on my hook, out of the way, and now it's easy out of the car.